Yoga Therapist at CYTER on the different practices that we are using on a regular basis in our therapy schedules for different conditions. And we'll be having our yoga instructors G. Charulata and M. Sangeeta demonstrating for you some of the techniques we use in our center at Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Research Institute. Giving over the mic now to Mrs. Meena and the stage for Sangeeta and Charu.
Thank you, sir. So as Madan Mohan sir said, lifestyle modifications really matter a lot when we talk about yoga and the therapeutic component of yoga. As we all know, yoga combines, unites at all the levels, resulting in an excellent balance and an integrated holistic approach. As Madan Mohan sir said, these are all the diseases that are amenable to yoga therapy. This is one point that I would like to stipulate is that yoga, normal practices, the general practices that we are giving in yoga, and yoga as a therapeutic component definitely has a little change, because when they are doing it as a therapy, it is not a miracle. That people they have to keep it in mind that just doing the practices does not cure anything, and it may not be useful in the emergency situations. Each patient, each person who comes approaching for the yoga therapy definitely is a different person. So we have to consult each of them individually and give a schedule, plan a schedule or tailor a schedule according to their need, and it is not a generalized schedule that we could give to the patients or to whom we are suggesting yoga therapy. And it is always better to follow just one system and not make a cocktail of just whatever we are doing. Just follow one system, because we have so many beautiful techniques available in front of us with any system, any tradition that you're following. Just follow that tradition and treat according to whatever you have learned thoroughly in that tradition, instead of just mixing bits and pieces from each of the other things. Mostly we are using the Hatha Yogic techniques, Hatha Yogic practices as part of the therapeutic component. We all know it's a science of balancing the opposites, like how we sort of coexist two different opposite energies in our body, the positive side, the Ha, and the negative side, the Tha, the solar and the lunar energies. So trying to bring a balance between them definitely helps in balancing the individual, the body and the mind, with various practices like the asana pranayama, which we'll be just demonstrating. One more thing, without the suggestion on the diet, any yoga therapy schedule is incomplete. So when we are giving a schedule to somebody for a particular condition, definitely we have to include the yoga, the diet of yoga, the dietary suggestions along with whatever they are doing, as well as proper intake of water. Both these are very essential, and they could always continue taking the medications that they are taking now. So as a complementary therapy, yoga goes hand in hand with any kind of treatment that they are taking in present. And slowly, like Madan Mohan sir said, they could sort of become independent from the drugs they have been taking or reduce the dosage of the drugs. So definitely, as a preventive aspect, yoga takes over. But in case you have a problem, yoga as an adjunctive therapy definitely helps a lot. And more than all this, we have to begin a yoga therapy session with a counseling part. Not all the patients, like I said, are the same. So each one comes in a different set of mind frame. So we have to give them an introduction of what the therapeutic component means, what yoga means. We have to get them motivated. We have to give them the awareness that Whatever they are doing, it is their own healing energy that is going to cure them, or that is going to act on them, giving a better relief. And moreover, they come to you with a basic factor called trust. So we have to keep that in mind, and when we are giving a therapy schedule, we need to understand their psychology and not just the physiology, their emotional aspect, everything, because you are handling a life in front of you and not just a physical, it's not the physiology we are treating, it's more than that. So we have to keep all these factors in mind before we plan a schedule. As you all know, awareness and consciousness, these two are the key words, and the motivation you give them, and you have to inspire them to the practices, because you have to make them believe that hope is still there, and with their own healing energies they could become better and maybe the best, feeling better. May I now request Charulata and Sangeeta to please start up with the practices, with the basic jatis that we normally do. We give an individual schedule for many of the patients, but I'm just giving you a generalized overview of what all schedule could be followed. We also request you all to join if you are interested. You could all join us and do along with them. So we just start with the basic Hasta Jatis. Start shaking the right hand, the left hand. Now both a little vigorously, just giving a lot of energy, a lot of, your emotional suppressions get relieved with all of this. So just shake it out, feel that energy within you, shake, 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 and hold all your tensions tight and throw. Thank you. And now just the Pada Jatis, shaking the legs, the right leg, just give it a loosen out. You've all been sitting for quite some time, so maybe you could just stretch, just loosen out your left leg. Both legs. Okay, just relax. Now the Shirsa Jatis. So you could all try it out sitting also. Just give a good rotation of your neck, feeling yourself comfortable, feeling yourself relaxed. Do it very slowly and consciously, because you are rotating the neck now, which is the connectivity between your brain and the rest of the parts of your body. Okay, thank you. And now we go on with the Tala Kriya, which gives a beautiful stretch, stretching your body, stretching your mind, and relaxing your whole being with that. So maybe just do the Tala Kriya. Now breathing in, giving a good stretch up onto the toes, stretching your body, and breathing out, slowly coming down, releasing the tensions out with a beautiful stretch. And as you're stretching, it's like a traction that you give for yourself. The traction happening, you are giving yourself the traction, stretching right from the lower back up to every vertebrae in your spine. So with this in mind, can we try that once more? Ready? Breathing in, giving a good stretch onto the toes, stretching each and every vertebrae in your spine, your neck. Just give a good stretch and breathing out, slowly come back into the position. Now we're just going on, showing, they'll be demonstrating the Aruna Surya Namaskar now. Can you do the Aruna Surya Namaskar? Do you all want to come up on stage and do it also? Or you just want to watch? I give the choice to it. You could all come in the front and do maybe. Okay? Ready? Now they are standing in the Samastiti Asana. Breathing in, stretching up into the Anjali Mudra. Looking up, giving a beautiful stretch. Breathing out, down into the Hastapadasana, stretching the whole back, the posterior side. Breathing in, Shirsa Uttana. Breathing out, jumping back into the Chaturdanda, balancing on the four parts of the body. Breathing in, coming up into the Kokilasana, stretching up, looking up. Breathing out into the Meru Asana, activating the whole of the sides and the front. Nasarga Mukha Bhastrika, activating the diaphragm. This is a head below the heart position. Blood supply going on to the brain. Relax. Breathing in, jump forward into the Shirasa Uttana. Breathing out, Hastapadasana. Breathing in, come back into Anjali Mudra. Breathing out, stay in Samasthiti, relaxing, being conscious of all the changes, the change in the breath. Just breathing deep, coming down. Right. The Samasthiti Asana, which is what we started with, the Samasthiti Asana is very important because in Samasthiti, the weight of the body is distributed on both the feet, activating both the hemispheres of the brain, giving them the equipoise, equanimity of the mind as well. So, we go on with the Ardha Kati Chakrasana, giving a beautiful stretch to your spine. Now breathing in, stretch your hand up. They'll be showing both the sides now, which is complementing each other. Breathing out, bending to the side, bending laterally and holding the position with the normal breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, stretch up and breathing out, putting your hands down, coming back to the Samasthiti Asana, eyes closed. We go on showing before you the Trikonasana and Virasana. One of them will be showing you the Trikona. Charulata will be showing the Trikonasana, and Sangeeta right next to me will be demonstrating the Virasana, first variation. Again, strengthening all the parts of the legs, stretching open. You could perform because I can't instruct, you'll be doing different asanas. So you could see the triangle shape in the body in that side, creating a beautiful energy in the being. And this is Virasana, opening the shoulders, exposing yourself, your psycho on into the facing of the world and the challenges. Relax, coming back slowly on into the Samasthiti Asana, sitting down, coming to sitting position slowly, Anjali Mudra, Hastapadasana, coming down into the Utkatasana and stretching your legs out, turning to the sides. This is the procedure in which we go from the standing to the sitting down postures. And now they will be performing the Ushra Asana before you, coming into the Vajrasana and slowly up on your knees. Vishrasana comes in different variations, and when we are giving it as a part of therapy to various patients having disorders of the, breathing disorders or disorders in the back, low back, please go on taking the position. There are various stages in which they could adopt variations. Now we are performing the final variation, and in this, a very good activation of the diaphragm happens, giving a beautiful activation to the whole of the lungs, releasing all the breathing disorders or the problems. Relax, slowly coming back and sitting down in Vajrasana, or maybe go down into the Sashangasana, complementing yourself with a good stretch in the back. Any posture that we are doing in the back has to be complemented with a posture on the front also. These are some of the normal practices that we do, the Paschimottanasana with the Purvatasana, for people having any metabolic disorders or obesity or whatever it is, and the spinal twist for people having diabetic problems, raised levels of sugar. They are not demonstrating that because of the lack of time. They are going on to demonstrate another beautiful practice called the Vyagraha Pranayama.
Before that, just a small point here. We have been demonstrating either the right or the left side only for an illustration. Normally when we are teaching it and the patients are doing, we will always be doing both the sides. So just to clarify, for the time's sake and only as an illustration, we are doing one side. For the practices you can do both sides. But as a therapy and as a practice, we always do right and left whenever we do the practices.
So we are going on with the Vyagraha Pranayama, coming into the Chatushpadasana, the crawling position, where the spine is absolutely parallel to the gravity, and there is no force of the gravity acting on the spine, or the tension on the spine is completely relaxed now. Now breathing in, stretching the neck up and the spine down, giving a beautiful activity and an alignment into the whole of the spinal column. Breathing out, taking the neck down and the spine up. This, helps align the bones, the vertebrae in the spinal column. Breathing in, slowly stretching up. It's also called the tiger breath. Breathing out, on down. Breathing in, just relax. Coming back, sitting down, the Vajrasana. Going down into the Bhujangasana now, slowly stretching down into Makarasana. Bhujangasana, again, another beautiful practice, helping many conditions. Taking your hands under your shoulders. Coming up into the Bhujangasana, slowly breathing in, stretch up. Giving a beautiful stretch onto the front, anterior side, and relax. Breathing out, slowly go down. We have the Pada Uttana series, which I am just skipping. They will be turning down over into the supine's position, performing the Pavana Mukta Asana. This again helping in various conditions, treating the patients with metabolic disorders. One will be performing with one leg, the Ekapada Pavana Mukta, and the other one will be performing with two legs. Like Sir pointed out, we will be giving both the sides, complementing for all the patients, but now because of the lack of time, we are just performing one. Charulata will be performing both the legs, and Sangeeta with just one leg. Now breathing in, stretching the leg up, slowly folding it and holding tight. For people who have problems in the neck, they will not be raising the neck up, so we will modify and variations are given to them. Relax, slowly. If we give it as a kriya, Pavana Mukta kriya, they will be throwing out using the diaphragmic action, throwing out open through the mouth. And this is another very beautiful relaxatory practice for the spine, activating the whole of the spine. Setu Asana, folding your legs and slowly, hands by the side, lifting your hip up, slowly lifting up, relaxing, stretching down and pressing the spine down. Relax, come back into Shavasana. We are just completing or closing down the practice session with Pranava Pranayama, another beautiful practice, overall well-being, overall health. So may I request the girls to come up, sit up in Vajrasana. You could all join us. We are just going to perform the final round We do it in 4 different rounds. One for the lower lung with the sound A with a particular mudra, and one for the middle lung with the sound U, another mudra, Chinmay mudra, and then one for the upper lung with the sound and that is for the upper part. But now we are doing it as the whole, the Mahat Yoga, the Pranava, all the 3 sounds together, where you could join with the Brahma mudra on in your navel region. Brahma mudra in the navel region, Sangeeta. Now taking a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out. Thank you. So, just hope that you've had an overview, an idea of how therapy schedules are being given to the patients. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thanking the girls, Charulata and Sangeeta, for the beautiful demonstration. You just relax and sit down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Meena, along with Charulata and Sangeeta, for giving us an idea of the type of techniques that are used, and just a brief illustration. Because it is a workshop, we felt it is necessary that everyone is given an outline, something to look at, something to learn, rather than just listening. And as Meena so rightly pointed out, with each of the patients, they are approached on an individual basis, because each one of us, 6 billion people on this planet, each one is different. And we expect the therapy to be the same for everyone. So, though there can be general guidelines for different conditions, primarily it has to be an individual-based schedule, and we find people who can go together and give them the techniques at that type of appropriate time. Just going to be completing this session with a few thoughts on yoga therapy, especially as it has been changing in modern times. Because yoga as a mode of therapy, that is the Yoga Chikitsa, has become extremely popular. There are many studies and systematic reviews giving scientific evidence of its potential, and we must remember that, as Swami Geetananda Giri so beautifully said, Yoga Chikitsa is virtually as old as yoga itself.